Searchable data. In this video, we are going to be looking at a test patient's chart and at the search function in order to determine what data is searchable and how best to be able to retrieve information from your EMR. So if we look at our test patient here, you can see that a lot of information is entered into the demographic screen. So if you double-click the reg button, basically anything where there's a check mark or there's a small free text space to enter something or a checkbox like that, no, we don't want to make this patient deceased, all of those, this is considered a radio button, this is considered a text box that can be filled out, and this is a free text box. All of those can be searched. If there's a place to put a date, that can be searched. So most of the areas where there's a particular place to fill something out, that's searchable data. So we can just save this registration area. We haven't changed anything, so I'll press cancel. So that's all searchable. Similarly, lab data is searchable. Reports are searchable. Diagnostic codes are searchable. And you're also able to search certain areas of history. So if I double click on the most recent history, you can search for areas in social history, so anything that's been checked off like that. And you are actually able to search in these free text boxes, but it's important to look at exactly what they say, because if you look at this example, for example, in other notes, if I were to run a search to find all patients with any of these free text boxes that contain colonoscopy, I can't make the assumption that that means that that patient has had a colonoscopy, because you can see here it lists that they are due for one. So be careful when you're running searches in particular free text boxes like that. So I'm going to exit the history. If you go to an encounter and you find a recent encounter note, I'll click here, you can see where all of the physical data is listed. All of that is also searchable. So it's best when you're entering information into an encounter note to enter all of that information, so for a blood pressure or for a height and weight, into those text boxes rather than free form in your chart. Okay, so I'll exit that. I'll exit our test patient area. Now we can go to our query builder. I'll just show you a little bit more about how the search function works. So pressing Use Search Editor, that's the best way to get to development of a basic search. I'm going to change this search and just show you a little bit about how this search is built. So if you look, it defaults to patients here. And the reason is because if I just move this down a little bit, you can see that we're actually located in the Patients tab of the Query Builder. And so, if I scroll up, we can see that it's all part of the Patients folder, something that they'd refer to in Telin as a table. And all of these different fields within the Patients folder are searchable. So you can see there's tons of information. It's birth date. You can look for chart type, that would be patient status. You can see whether or not a patient is deceased. There's lots of information here. And that's all within the patient's field. You can also notice that there's a different icon next to each of them. So this here, address, would be with the giant A. It shows that there's a spot within there's a specific text box in which address can be written. Whereas this giant T next to allergies, it's a free text box, so there's a lot more room to list lots of allergies here, whereas an address, there's an expectation that it's a shorter area to look at. This little stop sign, stoplight kind of icon, so with the red and the green here, that is what we call a radio button, and so that is either true or false. So another example of that would be deceased. So if I click on deceased, oh, it didn't let me do it. Let me just do that again. Click deceased. it's either true or it's false. And so anything with that icon is a binary of one or the other. You'll also see the little 2 with an exponent 16 sign. That refers to any number. And so if it says current meds and this number icon is there, that would mean that it's looking for the number of current meds. Similarly, as you keep scrolling down, you can see last family ID, so that would be looking for an ID number because you have that number there. The calendar will refer to a particular date. You can see there's also PCN information provided on, there's a particular date, lots of different information there. Okay, so that's all under the patients table. The other tables that are really valuable would be the accounts table, which provides many more detailed searches within the topic of billing. And then if you scroll down even a little bit further, you can go to patient_history. That tends to give you the most information about where you'd search for blood pressure, height, weight, specific information that would be located within the patient history. And then another major one is if you scroll down to reports. And so that's where you might search more specifically for either the report type or the report specialist, or the 2 main fields in order to indicate the title or specifications of a report or document. So that gives you a bit of an overview of some of the options within this search table. I'm going to cancel that. But within the query builder, some of that is simplified for you. So if you're looking for a patient age, birthday, information, their last visit date, all of that can be searched and narrowed down from a broader search. If you use the search editor and you want to use these fields, you can click search only in selection below and it will narrow that search. If you go to the lab tab, you can either use the search editor to find out more information about a lab using any of these fields, or you can use the pre-built search and search only in selection below. The same would apply to billing, to reports, or to diagnoses.